And as you proceed breath to breath, what changes are you noticing? Does it become more sattvic? Does the breath begin to be a little bit longer or more easeful? With whatever you have noticed, you can accept that as information from your body, from your inner ecology. And please join your hands at your heart. We'll chant the Gayatri mantra this morning. This is what you were hearing Theobrat sing as class was opening. So let's begin. Om Bhuva Suvah Varenyam Argo Devasya Devahe Diyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhuva Suvah Varenyam Argo Devasya Devahe Diyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhuva Suvah Varenyam Argo Devasya Devahe Diyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. And with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart and take your arms out to the side. Please turn your palms face out and inhale, raise your arms out and up. Please look up towards the top of the inhale rhythmically with the pace of your breath. And then exhale, push your arms out and wide and down and gaze down, moving just the head and the throat as you get to the bottom of the exhale. Inhale, sense the breath rising up. The movement of your head ought to correspond with the inhale, making it to the heart, then the collarbones, then the throat. Exhale, push out. Inhale again, we'll do it 3 times more. Listen for how you synchronize, which is going to require your concentration and inner sensitivity. And twice more. Exhale. Follow the pace of the breath going upwards and outwards as the arms and your gaze are coming downward. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands to your knees. While staying upright and grounded in your seat, reach your left hand across to your right knee. Take your right hand around behind you. If you're sitting up on the blanket or have short arms, please put a block under your hand. During the inhale for this twist, we're going to be gazing over the opposite shoulder of the twist, so that's to your left. During the exhale, turn your gaze to your right. So at your body's pace, inhale, gaze left. Exhale, twist right and gaze right. Inhale, raise the breath upwards to your heart and use the rotation of your head in rhythm with your inhalation. Exhale, rotate to your right. Inhale, imagine the breath moving almost like a spiral through the body, like a barber pole with the white and red stripes. And exhale, rotate your head to your left, your right, excuse me. One more time, please. And exhale. Come around to center. Walk your right hand over to your left knee. Take the left hand, and if you're using one, take your block behind you. As you're twisting left, please inhale and gaze to the right. And exhale, rotate like a barber pole. So your head is turning in rhythm with your exhalation. Inhale, rotate your head in rhythm with your inhalation, including lifting the heart. Exhale. Follow your in-breath. So the pace of your body and your mind and your breath, we want them to be all synchronized right now. One more time, exhale to your left. And rotate around to face forward. Notice any change towards the sattva guna, any shift in you, just from these couple small practices. Come over to your hands and knees in table pose with a block nearby. I would recommend that you have padding for your knees. So when you place that padding, make it for your knees and your shins. We're going to take one block and I'll start. I'll name, and so I don't have to mirror you. I'll say left and right as it is for me. So let me show you this side of the profile. When you come down, I'm going to ask you to place your elbow on the center of the block, somewhere in the center like this, so that you're able to then reach back with your hand, hopefully reaching towards your shoulder, not across the upper back, but towards the same shoulder. Okay, so let's start with the right elbow on the block, and that way you'll see what the left hand is going to do. So place your elbow in the center of the block, reach your hips back, place your right hand on your right shoulder, and your left hand on the floor nearby to stabilize. You may relax the weight of your head. Press your right elbow comfortably down against the block to stabilize and strengthen your right shoulder girdle. And exhale, squeeze the low belly in towards the back of your waist. And inhale, allow the spine to have a little undulation without coming into laxity at the lumbar spine. And exhale, a little feeling of undulation more towards the tone of the low abdomen towards your back waist. Now place your right elbow down on the floor so it's staggered with your left, place your left elbow down on the floor so it's staggered with your right elbow. So the left elbow is going to be like it's in Sphinx pose, and the right hand stays on your right shoulder. Now for lots of you, more or less, your shoulders are going to be level against the floor right now. When you next inhale, I'd like you to press into your left palm, come up, take your right forearm on the block like Sphinx pose and look forward. And then exhale and reach back to this position here. Okay. Inhale, press into your left hand, come up onto your right forearm, open your right hand and your throat. And exhale, reach back. Inhale, press down into your left palm. That's going to initiate your movement forward. Open your right hand and your throat. It's like cow pose. And then exhale, reach back, like you're heading towards a kind of puppy dog pose. One more time, inhale to come forward. And then exhale and reach back. And place both hands in table. Take one to move the block over for your left elbow. Bring the left elbow to the middle of the block. And as you reach back, go ahead and keep the right hand on the floor right now for stability, for some sort of security. You know, the structure of the pose is being supported. Then let the breath have a little undulation quality. So when you inhale, it'll be a little bit like cow pose, but nothing crazy in the lumbar spine. When you exhale, a little bit like cat pose, giving support from your front belly to your back belly. You might be noticing some sore muscles from yesterday's practice. We had some time in quadruped and also improvisation. So you can appreciate if your body's having sore muscles. And place the right forearm down in Sphinx pose so that your right elbow is staggered with your left elbow. And then inhale, press into your right hand, come forward, opening your left palm and your throat. And exhale, roll back. Inhale, come forward. At the pace of your breath and the strength of your right arm, open your throat. Exhale, roll back. So depending on the length of your arms, of course, and the specific block that you're using, your shoulders are not expected to be level right now when you come back to this position. It's just that they're more level than they were a few moments back. And so don't expect level. There is a little rotation in the thoracic spine right now. Let's do it one more time. Press into your right hand. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale to reach back. And press into your right hand, left hand like table pose, and sit back to Vajrasana. Come to kneeling, just to kneeling. Noticing, okay, what's happening in your upper back, your shoulders, your neck, and your throat. Put the block aside and place a blanket for your head. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to check this out and to be thoughtful with yourself. I don't think hair clips are going to be a problem. So when you come down to child's pose right now, the head to the floor. Can you roll comfortably towards the top of your head? The shoulders stay lifted away from the floor. So we're going to roll down and the forehead comes onto the blanket. And then roll forward to the crown of your skull. Raise your shoulders up away from your ears. And roll down. Notice that the throat is also experiencing the transitions. And roll to the top of your head. And sense for yourself, is it inhale or exhale that takes you back or forward? When you're going forward to the crown of your skull, there's going to be increased tone in the throat and the belly. When you're rolling back towards child's pose, allow the throat to open so the chin is moving towards the floor. Of course, be thoughtful about your upper back and neck spine. We'll do this one more time. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Rise up to kneeling. Place your hands, so let's pretend these are your paws. These are your big lion paws. Place your hands over your knees. So this is called the lion's breath. It's more fun if I show you from the front, but you've seen it, and we're going to stay with our profile view for now. So on the inhale, you're going to be bringing the breath in and up and opening the throat. But because your hands are fixed to your knees, when you lift, you're really going to have to lift from the heart and the throat. So rather than like this, if the hands came off the knees, you could lift a lot higher. When we exhale, we're going to go forward with the hands like claws. So you go like this, and you stick the tongue way out, and you exhale, making a sound out through the throat. So it goes like this. Here's the inhale. And then you hold the fingers over the knees again, and you inhale to pull up, keeping the fingers taut against the kneecaps. Inhale. Exhale. 3 times more. Stick the tongue way out when you go to that exhale. Once more. And then rise up to your seat. And come to the quality of lion that is leadership, not the lion that is stretching out the nails and the tongue. Okay, now let's just check that you have the blankets as you'd want them to be. If you clasp your hands at the small of your back here, like this, and you roll the shoulders back, you can take the arms away from the torso a bit. If your hands don't easily clasp here, I don't want you to over effort, and we can't use a strap right now because the hands are not going to stay in this position. So if this is a hard clasp to do, modify by holding the index fingers together firmly and try sliding the shoulders back as well as you can. When you see the next position, you'll need to have a little modification there as well. So this is the extension position. And we come down. The forehead touches. And then we are going to go to the top of the head. And the arms should be reaching up towards the sky or the ceiling. So if that's difficult for your shoulders for any reason, I would recommend that you go back to the hands on the floor position for this one. We're going to inhale and squeeze back. Everyone can do this part with your modifications as needed. And when you exhale, come forward. For those who need to, please place your hands on the floor flat near your ears. And then everyone inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down towards child's pose. Inhale, rise up and squeeze the shoulders back like a little back bend. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Of course, at your own body space. Let's go once more through. Inhale, open the chest, heart, and throat. And exhale. Roll towards the top of your head. And exhale. Child's pose. Rest your arms alongside your shins and your feet. And walk your hands back towards your knees. Rise up to kneeling. Okay. For those who were in class earlier this week, we used this method. Am I doing this right? Yes. Sorry. Take one lengthwise folded blanket. We used this method. It might have been Thursday morning. We're going to do one more thing here specific to the throat chakra before we stand up. So we're going to be lying on the stomach and your pelvis is going to go here. So the pubic bone is going to be on the edge of the blanket right there to start. When the pubic bone is on the edge of the blanket, you should feel like it's a little bit easier to take the tailbone towards your sitting bones and then towards the pubic bone, because you've asked of the hip flexors, you're asking a little bit less of your hip flexors and giving a little bit more support to the low abdomen to support your lower back. You reach your arms and hands back towards your feet. And as you inhale, roll your shoulders up away from the floor, raise the base of your skull. So you're in this like little lift-off position. And then inhale and take flight. And exhale as you come down, rotate your head to your left. So inhale, lift off position, taking flight position. Exhale, come down, rotate your head to your right. So inhale and make the lift off position distinct because you're moving the shoulders to prepare them for the takeoff position. When you exhale to roll down, turn your palms to face the sky or the ceiling. So inhale, shoulders back, lift the base of your skull, then keep sweeping the arms wide. Exhale, come down and turn your head to your right. Twice more, please. Now keeping your head turned to your right, place your right palm flat on the floor under your right shoulder. Take the left arm out to the side like the letter T. Roll your hips down from the blankets to your left. Step your right leg behind your left leg. Roll the left shoulder back and stretch into your left upper chest and shoulder. You can keep the two hips stacked right now and firmly roll your left shoulder back away from the floor and down away from your ear. With the blanket being there for your head, you can practice rotating your head to the right. Maybe the blanket is supporting your left temple or your left cheekbone. And then exhale and bring yourself back to center. You're going to roll up onto your blanket. Take the left palm to the floor underneath your left shoulder. Turn your head to your left. Let's take the right arm out to the side and keeping your right shoulder rolled back away from the floor. Take your left leg and step it back behind you. As you reach through your left leg, roll your right shoulder down away from your right ear. You may be able to turn your head to your left so the blanket supports your right temple or your right cheek, or both. And then roll onto your blanket, come back to center. Now I'd like you to place your pubic bone on the edge of the blanket and then slide off the blanket incrementally until the blanket is right there just above the pubic bone. In that little fleshy spot, just above the bones. You have two pubic bones, by the way. We just say singular because it's a habit. The pubic bone is actually two bones. Okay, root down through your legs, tops of your thighs, your knees, and your feet. Reach your elbows forward. Place the hands in a kind of prayer position. And take a deep breath into the lower belly and the pelvis. You'll notice that the back of the sacrum and the lumbar spine will rise for a moment during the inhale, especially if you keep the legs grounded. With the legs rooted, now keep the lumbar spine stable and supported. Reach your arms back, interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulders up away from the floor. Rise up to Salambasana. This means unsupported Salambasana, unsupported locust pose, Niralambaya Salambasana. And please rotate your head to your left as far as you comfortably can. And to your right as far as you comfortably can. And while still breathing and keeping the legs grounded, please go to your left one more time. Roll the right shoulder back as you turn your nose to your left. And go to your right one more time. Keep the left shoulder drawn back. And then exhale and come down to make a little pillow of your hands. And you can rest your chin on the back of your hands. Maybe between two of the finger bones so it's more comfortable. Invite your body to recover from the exertion. Notice that the fifth chakra is opened, the throat chakra. And you can sense the second, third, and fourth chakra are supported by the blanket. Shift your hands beneath your shoulders. Press up to table. And back to child's pose. Hopefully your blanket is there for your forehead. You also can fold the blanket to make it taller if you need to. And walk your hands back towards your knees. Rise up to kneeling. And now we're going to come up to standing. Okay, so that was an exploration here in the heart and the throat, fourth and fifth chakra, really. So rise up to stand, please. Take a wide stance. I'll change the angle of the camera on the computer. So with a wide stance, we're going to come down to Prasarita like we did yesterday. We are going to explore some different positions with the arms and the head. I will recommend that for those of you for whom coming down, the floor seems far away, please use a block or 2 blocks for your hands. And so let's come down to Prasarita Padottanasana with the hands beneath the shoulders. When you inhale, raise up through your heart, open your throat, look forward, come up to your fingertips, even if you're on blocks. Spread the fingers. When you exhale, curl down like you're about to do a cat pose. Press firmly into your palms to help you curl the spine. Inhale, glide forward slowly up the front of the spine. Lift up to your fingertips, open your chest, heart, and throat. And exhale to bow over your legs. So this is like doing the cat and the cow pose while you're in Prasarita Padottanasana. We'll do that 3 times more, please. But with the pace of your breath cycle. There's no sense of urgency or haste right now. Pace that is yours. Yeah. One more time, exhaling to bow towards your legs. Now I'd like you to rise up onto your fingertips. And if possible, you have 1 block in the center of the 2 hands and your hands on the floor on either side. If that's difficult, you could put 1 block on the tall setting and a smaller block under your left hand for right now. I got that backwards. The smaller block will go under your right hand right now. Okay, so the block in the middle is going to be for the left hand. Sorry, I had to get my lefts and rights now that I am mirroring you again. Okay, so with the left hand higher than the right hand, you have an asymmetry in the torso. I'd like you to reach under your left arm with your right hand, reach towards your left foot. Keeping the left arm strong, rotate your gaze to your left. And then like a barber pole, you're going to rotate everything in its own timing. We're going to inhale, start rotating the pelvis to the right, rotate your low belly to the right, rotate your mid-torso, chest, heart, and your gaze to the right. And then exhale, come down, under, and through. Reach your right hand towards your left foot, gaze to your left as far as you can. Inhale again to the right. Exhale, down, under, and through. So keep the left arm strong. You don't bend the elbow there. means that we're rotating the rib cage to the left. Now we're going to go through neutral and up to the right. And exhale again. Reaching, deliberately keep rotating your nose and your eyes to the left. And then neutral again before you reach up to the right. One more time, please. Keep your left arm steady. Last one to reach to the right. Then let's exhale to come down. Rest your head on a block or two. You might notice that your upper back or your throat will feel asymmetrical. I know that you know we're going to work that out, but just notice that there has been an influence from your actions. And now we're going to place the right hand on the block in the center. And if you're using a tall block, then your small block will go to the left for your left hand. And reach the left hand under towards your right foot. Keep the right shoulder stable and rotate your head to your right. And let's inhale, open, left, left, the nose left, the gaze left. And exhale. Your rib cage will stop before your nose and your eyes do. And inhale, like a barber pole, each part of the spine moving with the breath. The eyes are the last moving part there. Come down. Of course, I know that your eyes are not attached to your spine, just yoga speak. And inhale to your left. I suppose what I am saying is don't let the eyes lead. So you're really being led from the base of the spine and your eyes turn last. They're at the top of this barber pole. You can sense where you're going from the inner body. You don't have to see it with the eyes first. Once more, please. And we're going to come down and you can rest your head on a block or two or on the floor if that's your practice. Shift your hands to your hips, please, and rise up to standing. So heel toe, heel toe. I'm blessedly in a shady spot right now, and sorry that you don't have more filtered light to see me, but I think it's better to see yourself from the inside than to have to keep seeing me. Relax both arms, please, and come to mountain pose. So yesterday we were looking at some specific cross crawl patterns, and I was practicing with you based on the neurological development, the processes we go through with the chakras, which does include a period of learning to crawl at the same time that we're learning to vocalize. And then we have learning to walk, and that corresponds with learning other language skills and so on. We're going to do a cross crawl process right now, but I'd like to build us to it a little bit. So if you'll take a not as wide possible stance as ever, but a little more narrow stance. You can measure it like this. If you turn your back foot, you turn your front foot, what you're going to be looking for here is your Parsvottanasana. So when you come forward, it's a grapevine. When you come forward, is this your preferred Parsvottanasana? When you come up, you have the stability to do that. Check it on both sides. I'm just going to braid this grapevine to its friends. Okay, so this one, put over here. Turn out, you guys.
Leave together as we like to do. Here we go. All right, let me check here. Yeah, all clear. Okay, so we're going to be going down to the right. We're going to be coming up and over and down to the left. So you're going to need your pivot skills. Please turn to the right to start. Reach back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. Now this is a good time to use a strap for your wrists if you want to. The thing is, if you lose your balance, you won't have your hands available to you. So the way you might do is hold a strap with your hands, holding it like this. So your hands will be behind, holding onto the strap. Okay, root down into your left heel, please. Root your tailbone down and begin to rise up into a standing back bend. You're going to feel your left hip flexors. Draw the tailbone forward. Raise up with your heart. Open your throat. And now keeping the left butt strong, exhale and come forward over your right leg. Keep the right thigh strong and your right heel and your toes. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, rotate, pivot. And inhale, standing back bend. So squeeze the right butt. You're going to press the right hip flexors a little bit forward. Open your heart and your throat. Exhale, come forward and down. Keep your right butt steady and your left thigh, left knee, left foot. Gaze back towards your right toes or your right heel. And inhale to rise. Exhale, pivot. Inhale to rise. Exhale forward over your right leg. Inhale to rise. Exhale, pivot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, rotate to center. Relax your arms. So heel toe to center. Now we're going to include the arms in that cross crawl process. So please turn to your right once more and raise your left arm up. We're going to inhale to reach up. Exhale, glide forward. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, rise up, raise both arms. Exhale, pivot to center and to your left. Now inhale, reach forward, right arm forward, left arm back. And exhale to rise up, raise both arms up. Inhale, pivot to your right. And exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, left arm forward, right arm up. Exhale, pivot. Inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, pivot. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, rotate. Last one. Inhale, reaching forward. Left arm back, right arm forward. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, just to center. And exhale, mountain pose. I'd like you to stand really still. We're going to be still and quiet for about a minute. See if you can sense the chakra system inside. Thank you. Please come onto your back. I'd like to save some time this morning for a specific pranayama sequence. We're going to go to bridge pose right now like we did yesterday. And I didn't explain well enough yesterday how to use the yoga strap. So I will give some instruction on that. And let me change the angle of my camera here. Apparently my yoga straps are occupied with a hammock situation. So I apologize. I don't have more straps here right now. I did give some straps away to the people who needed them. So I'm going to show you with a shawl, which I happen to have just right there. Of course, it's like on a cooking show. The broccoli was already chopped. So if you were to take your strap and make a loop in it, so you would have it tied, let's say something like that, so it becomes a loop. When you're in bridge pose, you're going to put your wrists inside the loop. Okay, so that the wrists are shoulder width apart, something like this. Right, so when you make a loop like that, don't make it too small. It'll be a hindrance to you if you make it too small. Okay, please lie on your back with your yoga block also within reach, which means don't put the strap on just yet. Because first of all, if you put the strap on when you're sitting up and you try to lie backwards, you're going to crash. Probably you'll hit your head. That would not be recommended. But secondly, you've got to place the block before you use the strap. So please put both knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Raise your hips and put one block under the back of your pelvis on the medium setting. Medium means it's not flat and it's not tall, it's in the middle. And then tuck the shoulders under. You would then reach for your yoga strap if you're using one, and you would put your wrists in there. so that you can press your wrists out against the strap. Another option is to stand with your heels on your fingers, like I'm doing here. For those of you for whom your arms are long enough, you could reach to hold the front of your ankles. But that means that your arms are long enough. It doesn't mean that you're not a better yogi if your hands can reach your ankles. It means you have long arms, longer arms than mine. Arms that are longer than your torso, whereas I'm long-waisted and I have shorter arms. So whatever firmness you have there, ankles, heels, yoga strap, tuck the shoulders under and bring your chin down towards your throat. And then begin to raise your hips off of your block. Strengthen your shoulders, pressing downward. And your shoulder blades lifting your heart to press upwards. If you're standing on your fingers, make it comfortable enough that you can press firmly with your heels onto your fingers. If you're using a strap, press your wrists firmly out against the strap. And then lower your hips down to your block. Release your arms from the strap or from your feet. Take the arms momentarily out into a T shape. Squiggle the shoulders out of your bridge pose. Let your body relax with the hips elevated. Okay, round number 2. So you first start by squiggling the shoulders underneath. You can then add your hands back into your yoga strap, or you can stand your heels on your fingers. I'm just standing on the first 2 or 3, what do you call, I don't know, the little separate parts of the fingers. I forgot the word for it. I'm past the first knuckle of my middle finger. Okay, press into your heels and please go up to bridge pose. Now this time as you exhale to lower your hips down, then reach with one hand to remove the block and come down onto the back of your pelvis. Squiggle the arms out from under the bridge pose and come to a T shape. Place your mind, your attention inside your throat. Rotate your head as far as you comfortably can to your right. Take the back of your right hand to rest on your left temple. And rotate your head to center. Take the right arm back out to the side. Turn your nose as far as you comfortably can to your left. Take the back of your left hand to your right temple. Rotate your head back to center and please come to Shavasana. Like I said, I want to save some time for a specific pranayama that we'll be doing. Please come into your Shavasana pose. And let your mind really deeply rest in this Shavasana. And send the mind down through the bridgeway of the throat to travel into the heart. And invite your mind to stay down past the throat and into your heart. Noticing your body metabolizing your yoga practice. Allow your body to continue integrating, which is a process of resolving, transforming, integrating the new understandings in your system while releasing the outdated ones. Continue to rest so your body may feel more and more integrated. To the extent possible, relax entirely. Your mind down past the throat and into your heart. While you're resting, you can imagine your body becomes a still point amidst the movements of the world around you. And even if thoughts come, the mind is down past the bridge of the throat in the heart. And the thoughts are not captivating. Allow for the heaviness of the body for one more minute there. But bring in awareness, which is lighter than the physical body. Physical body is considered the dense body, the Annamaya Kosha. Awareness is coming as a subtle body. To invite awareness to permeate the body. Imagine the river of the chakras starting at the base and moving upwards. When you're ready to, please take a slightly deeper breath. A little wiggle to your fingers and your toes. And transition over to join me for pranayama.
pranayama that we'll do, one is for the 5th chakra, the other is for the 6th, but for all chakras. It's an integrative pranayama. For the 5th chakra, we'll do Brahmari pranayama. You're going to place your thumbs in your ears, closing the ear, which means you'll hear the sound that you're making. You'll hear it on the inside. You will not hear me so much. And so listen for the instruction before you begin. The index fingers are going to go just over the eyebrows, and then the second and third finger over the eyes. The pinky can be where you prefer it to be. So you're drawing your senses inward, eyes and ears. And we'll be using a humming sound, the sound of the M. My recommendation when you make the hum sound is that the M, the lips go inside the teeth, causing the upper palate to lift, causing the throat to be more hollow, like a resonance chamber. Your exhale will be the M sound, and you'll inhale and continue. So one cycle with me looks like and sounds like this, and then you can join when you're ready to. This is my inhale. One more, please. Release your hands to your lap. Sit quietly and notice the vibration happening in the bones of your face or in the interior of the head. Bring the right hand up for Nadi Shodhana, please. Begin when you're ready to. You can finish with your next exhale through the left nostril. Please raise your hands to your heart. Lokam samasta sukhino bhavantu. Lokam samasta sukhino bhavantu. May our practice benefit the world, the larger world, not only the internal world. May everyone and everything, near and far, past, present, and future, may they have peace and ease, joy and harmony. All beings and all creatures, and us in relationship to the ecology as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste.